Now at 4:30, an about face. As day 36 of Donald Trump's civil fraud trial wraps up in New York, his legal team is focusing on changing its tune in the former president's election interference case in Washington. Nearly 3 years after the deadly January 6 riots, Trump has continued to call some of those rioters patriots. He even vowed to pardon a large portion of them if he were to win a second term in the White House. But now Trump's lawyers are trying to distance him from the very people that he has embraced.
Queen City News Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes joins us now. And how could this strategy help him or impact him after he supported them for so long and even talked about pardoning some of them?
Help, impact, and effect are probably all the great words that I would choose. In his political campaign, it would hurt him if he distanced himself for sure, and that's why he hasn't done that. These are the same folks that come to his rally, support him both financially, vocally, and at the polls. And so you want to ensure that you continue to encourage them and make sure that you don't disparage their names. But in the criminal component, you want your team, once you're charged with insurrection, and they're trying to figure out a strategy, you have to find a path to victory. Your only path to victory is saying that you had nothing to do with any insurrection. And so you've seen him attempt to distance himself a number of times. I was only doing what I had authority to do. I didn't say that. I asked for additional help. So anytime you can attempt to step away and say, look, whatever was happening there, I had nothing to do with it, will go 100% well to his legal defense for sure. It may contradict his political theory, but legally, that's the 100% strategy that I'm going with for sure. I had nothing to do with what was happening in Coffee County. All that thing that happened with the former attorney from North Carolina had nothing to do with what was happening with any ideas with these fake electors, nothing to do with anything that happened with insurrection. Deny, deny, deny is his legal strategy all the time. And up until now, they haven't said that. So I would have thought they would have 100% used that from the very beginning.
From a lawyer standpoint, though, we're talking about a civil trial going on right now, and then you have all these other cases that are pending right now. How difficult is it to change strategies and to, focus on one and then change to another while still keeping those political aspirations in mind?
The good part is he has multiple attorneys around him, and he has, smart folks in the room trying to advise him. The goal is that he listen to that advice. As an attorney, you're not just your, legal representative, but you are your counselor. And so I'm counseling my clients, and it's up to them if they want to listen to the counsel that I give them. So with his civil claim, I'm sure his attorneys told him, stop having these press conferences in the hallway and doing all those things. You see, he didn't listen, and at some point he listened. With this case, I'm pretty sure his attorneys are saying, while we are telling the courts that you had nothing to do with it, you probably want to turn down the rhetoric at your rallies because it would contradict the argument. And all you have to do, we live in a social media era, they can just pull one of your rallies up and say, hey, last week he said they were heroes. Now you're condemning what they said. And so he has to listen to his advice. But I guarantee they're telling him to tone it down on the political.
There's so much evidence that they're supporting the people from before, not just from the rallies recently or whatever. You're talking about social media posts from way back.
There is a lot of most recent evidence that shows that he has supported them in the past and has continued to support them most recently. I would say going forward, if I'm in the room advising him, I'm saying tone that down. Don't do that at all, because as everyone jumps off the ship and starts taking deals against you, you don't have anybody else on your side except for yourself.
Okay. A lot of insight as always, Khalif. Thank you.